You can't do that. You can't do that.
Hey, we got another $10 super chat from Lions Rumble 81. And this, I love this subject. Thank you so much, Lions Rumble, by the way. This is at Little Home.
Oh, you're excited, Mike.
You know, I've been, you know I'm excited. Are the ref buffers for Vegas? Do they determine games? What's it like behind the scenes? Hashtag Roaring Vegas. Thank you so much, Lions Rumble, for that. Let's talk about the referees. Okay,
so we've had this discussion. So I'll just say one thing, and then you guys can go. I'm not gonna have a theory. I'm just gonna say that sometimes you see some things that makes you wonder. Like I said, I don't remember if it was Tampa or Chicago, but we had one game. It was coming down to the wire. This was, I think, the Marinelli era, might have been. And threw a pass, completed a big play. The officials, I was on the sideline, I saw this. They looked up at the replay and then threw the flag. What's up with that? Just makes you think. Just makes you wonder.
Trying to get it right. You
can't do that. You can't do that.
You can't do it. They leverage technology. Depends on which team they threw the flag on, right?
Us. On the road.
That's not good.
You know they always do us dirty. Always.
There they go. Here we go. Here we go.
I think I think there's plenty of bias. I do. I don't think it's just for the Lions. I do. People are human.
Did we have this conversation before, Rad?
Yes, that's what where's Dose? He just left.
The playoff game. When they
going back and looking at NFL game rewind. Looking at kick. He's looking at field goal kick. He's going back. He's going to get a field goal fix. That's all it is.
The thing that drives me crazy though is there could be something. Okay, sorry.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I think the refs play into it a little bit. I mean, we can go back to the Dallas Cowboys when we were the playoff game when they picked up that flag on that pass interference against Brandon Pettigrew. Because Dez Bryant comes cussing out the referee. It's like, who is Dez Bryant? Like, bro, you're a professional referee. You don't let no player get in your head. And they didn't pick up the penalty after he announced it. They just don't want Detroit to be great. So I always feel like the refs is against us.
Come on, you can't. You just think that was just coincidence? I mean, come on.
There's certain organizations they want to win.
I'm not saying the referees don't blow calls.
They blow calls, but I think it's...
What was that?
I'm just saying. Listen, we've had this debate. I feel like we're going in this circle, right? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, did he make it?
Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it.
Oh, okay.
It was a journey to find that. By the way, I heard you talking about the kickers. I mean, I may have taken a little pit stop on the way. That's
is that what it was?
Okay, yeah, a little bit.
Hey, you tell Morton Anderson I said what's up? Jason Hanson.
He don't know. He don't know Morton Anderson.
No, any of those guys. No, none of those great ones right there.
That sounds familiar.
Okay.
Old football card.
Ray Guy. You tell that guy something like that.
Ray Guy. You said Ray Guy.
Yeah, Ray Guy, man. The Raiders, man. I'm going way back, man. I'm just trying to check. I'm just testing your history.
I've heard those names before. Absolutely.
Right. But listen, man.
I don't watch them. I don't know. You guys like?
I know we're going at it again about this. Go ahead. I for some reason, man, I got caught in that kicker tunnel thing. Go ahead.
Look, here's the thing. I can't kick at all. Let's start there. If we did a kicking competition, it would be terrible. So that's probably why I focus on it so much. Because I realized, I'm awful at this. If there was ever a situation where I had to kick a field goal, I mean, it's just, you might as well just hand me the ball and tell me to run. Like, because that's what's going to happen in that situation. The holder would be better off accidentally dropping the football, and just running with it. That way I don't have to kick the ball. I can blame it on him. Because I'm telling you, I'm terrible. So I think that's why you pay attention to it. This is an art, man. How many people can kick the ball?
Here's what I'm going to give you. It is absolutely must-watch TV when the kick returner breaks free and the only person there to stop him is a kicker. That's hilarious, right? Because it puts pressure on the kick returner to not get tackled. But then they got pressure to not just have that whiff. You know what I mean? Like they try to make the tackle, but you know they're really not going to make it. So that's kind of cool. That's the funny part. And then all of a sudden you see the guy that picks it up.
I'm saying, the guy with the ball cannot be tackled by the punter or the kickoff guy. You can't do that. I mean, that's
Jason was so good at that though, and he was really. Jason Hansen was fantastic, and what was really fun is later in his career when he would talk about how his old self wasn't as good at it and how it would hurt, and he is very entertaining. And so hearing him and his depiction of his tackles was good because he played it off real well, like. Yeah, I just did that and just run off like that was no big thing. But then he would give us a play-by-play of what was actually going on in his head and body.
That's why, yeah, I think that's the funniest part. But the referee thing, man, I know that's a sore spot, so I'm not even going to go there with our fan base because, you know.
I mean, the thing is, you could really call a penalty on every single play. So, in some senses, they can just pick and choose a particular spot they want to call through.
Hands to the face. Karen Rogers.
Karen Rogers.
Aaron Rodgers. I think we last had this debate on this. We talked about. I think you get started down to the critical times. Yeah, maybe you start to look at it a little bit deeper. Other than that, man, let the guys play. You know? I don't even mind if they remove some of the penalties and just let them go at it a little bit longer, man. I think it makes it more intense. I think you get more into it versus you don't have that cop out when the guy comes back. You throw an interception because the guy came by and he kind of brushed your face mask as a quarterback, and it's a 15-yard flagrant foul. Really? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. No, that's just, hey, Brad, that's just as bad as them having a missed penalty over here when you just come in. You know that had nothing to do with it. Guy came in and just accidentally bumps into him, and all of a sudden the quarterback turns around, looks like this, and you give a flagrant foul to the defensive lineman. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Let him play.
What is this?
Let him play.
So maybe Vegas is involved. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've seen so many times, though. The Dallas game was terrible. They picked the flag up, and it was pass interference. Calvin Johnson gets the touchdown, and they pull it back. Then the Chicago Bears win.
The thing I hate about that is when they slow it down, and it looks different because it's so frame by frame, whereas if you just look at it, it's like, okay, did he catch it or not? Like, let's just look at it. Did you catch it or not?
I think it was a consensus. Everybody knows that was a catch. That's just...
But I mean, even in general, though, when you're doing those slow-mo, sometimes it's just like, just watch the thing in real time and, like, ask a 5-year-old, did he catch it? You know? Like, it's just kind of an obvious thing.
There you go.
To a degree.
See, Chrissie's the people's champ, folks. She's the subscribers' champ. If you don't like the refs, she's the one to go to right there. I love it because we all hate the refs. Come on, get it right. Just get it right. But you do play to win the game, and I agree with Herm. I think that if they can just remove flags, you know, get less, let them play. That's the fun. That's the fun part when they let, you know, the corners play the game and they, you know, they're going at it each other. That's when it's fun. When it's constantly flags thrown, it's not fun. It sucks. Absolutely.
And we could do the post-game press conference from the coach when there's a bad call that quote-unquote decides a game. He just says, you know what, there were plenty of plays that we should have made leading up to that, and that shouldn't have even been a factor. That's the answer that you always get.
I always used to say that when I dropped the pass. Hey, man, what about those other what about those other 60 plays, man? You gonna bring it all down to my one play? No, man, what about, hey, what about, no, that's me. Hey, man, what about that missed block, man, that could have potentially been an 80-yard touchdown if he just held that block? I know I dropped that pass and I was wide open. You know what I mean?
Perfect.